The president signs an order importing more beef. I'm Steve White. It's midday. Time for Top Ag News on the Rural Radio Network. President Donald Trump has signed an order temporarily expanding duty-free imports of lean beef trimmings, citing drought, wildfires, and disease-related supply disruptions that have pushed the U.S. cattle herd to record lows. The proclamation increases the beef quota by 80,000 metric tons from Argentina. The president floated the idea months ago, but made it official Friday. Speaking to reporters about the original idea, Trump said the goal is to make beef more affordable.
And everything's down. The one thing that's kept up is beef. And if we buy some beef, now I'm not talking about that much from Argentina, it would help Argentina, which we consider a very good country, a very good ally.
Nebraska Senator Deb Fischer pushed back, saying expanded imports fail to address long-term challenges facing producers, and that the focus should be on lowering costs, cutting red tape, and rebuilding the domestic herd. Nebraska Congressman Adrian Smith echoed that, saying we must focus on policies that strengthen the market and create long-term certainty. Meanwhile, Nebraska Cattleman says the answer is expanding the herd and lowering input costs, not imports. They say the government should focus on removing regulations and expanding risk management options. And those cattle producers outlined their legislative priorities for the year. Bryce Duskett tells us more.
Executive Vice President Laura Field tells the Rural Radio Network that the focus remains on protecting producers, maintaining effective brand inspection, and providing meaningful property tax relief.
There's two different bills that were introduced. One deals with some fee adjustments. The other would seek to really change the way brand inspection is done in Nebraska by making it a voluntary system statewide. Our board took a position of opposition to that bill. The brand committee is really struggling on some financial things. The closure of Lexington affects them. There's a lot of different things, and so something's got to give.
One bill that Nebraska cattlemen support is LB 977, which addresses motorists encountering livestock on roadway. That bill would update the definition of vulnerable road user to include livestock handlers, requiring drivers to yield when encountering livestock being led, herded, or driven.
Thanks, Bryce. The EPA is approving over-the-top dicamba use on dicamba-tolerant soybeans for the next two growing season with what the agency calls the strongest safeguards ever imposed. EPA says the decision responds to farmer concerns about controlling herbicide-resistant weeds like Palmer amaranth, while addressing past problems with off-target drift. Nebraska Farm Bureau President Mark McHarg says the move gives farmers certainty heading into the upcoming planting season. Record warmth brings chances for both flooding and fires today. Much of central and western Nebraska in a red flag warning, with unseasonably warm temps combined with low humidity. Meanwhile, flooding is possible along the Platte River near Grand Island and flooding along the Elkhorn, Platte, and Loup Rivers in eastern Nebraska. You can't have a Super Bowl without agriculture.
So I've been thinking, might be time to hang it up.
That lays ad, an emotional one, showcasing a generational transition on the farm, while the halftime show featured agriculture in Puerto Rico. Another popular spot showed a Clydesdale leaving the barn to take a bird under his wing, so to speak, and the pigskin, actually cowhide, that leather reportedly sourced in Kansas and Nebraska, so you truly can't have a Super Bowl without farmers. You're listening to the Rural Radio Network.